Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever. Um, it is May 5th, 2013, and as promised, here's a video showing you the goods. This is my van. You're welcome to name her. And this is my bike, Rosie. She already has a name. I got the trailer hitch. I don't think you can see the name on it, but it's a Kurt, which is not a Reese, but it's really close to it. And I got an Allen bicycle rack for the hitch. It has a couple, like this thing here. If I pop this off, the whole thing will fold out of the way so that I can get in the back, which is kind of nice. I do have some Velcro on here holding it so it doesn't bounce around when I'm driving. This is also locked so she's not going anywhere. I have my bumper sticker. I have a zombie hunting permit. And I also have this bumper sticker. Looking for a good woman, but a bad one will do. Call 727-348-9029. Make sure you share that, because you never know. She's got to be a woman who's open to crazy people. and traveling at the drop of a hat. I have a few things in here. As I said before, the back, I sold those seats. I still have these two. I probably am going to get rid of both of them, but one for sure. That's kind of heads up, or you know, penciled in. I don't know. I need to be able to have room for me to sleep. And in the back, I also want to make some sort of a lock box of some kind to put the guns and some of the tools in. I don't want to have stuff loose when I'm driving around. If you get in an accident, things fly forward. I don't need knives flying at me. If I put those things away, they're also safe. And here you have it. This is the bike rack put out of the way. I can then open this baby and have access to the back. This will be good for when when I'm sleeping, etc. However, I can still use the side doors. What I'm going to do once these other seats are out, I'm going to build something. I have some wood at home that I can do this with. I'm going to build some sort of a bedding, because these things here, this would be really uncomfortable to lay on. If I have some bedding and then I have one of those self-inflating mattresses or something to that effect, I think that will work. And of course, like I said, if I get rid of one of the seats, I can lay, for instance, if I get rid of that one, I can lay that way, have plenty of room. And on this side, if I leave the seat, just, who knows, you know, having seating for 3 is better than having seating for 2, and I can always get rid of it. I just can't get another one. And over in here, I can build some sort of a small rack that can be locked in to the existing tie downs for the seats, and I can store things there. This, I have no idea exactly what it's going to be used for. However, that could be my rack that I'm talking about, my storage. I found this in the garbage. I am a master dumpster diver. I was looking out at garage sales and I saw this sitting out by some garbage cans, so I walked up to the house and asked them, is this in fact in the garbage? And she said yes it is, because the handle doesn't work. Well, I got inside, and when you pull these up, they're supposed to lock. There's like some kind of pieces that stick out and like hold it in place by pushing this button. Well, one of them was completely trashed. So what I did is I put some JB Weld in there so that it couldn't go up any higher. This thing is pretty tall. So how much more do I have to have that handle come up? I mean, I can pull this around all day long. It's in really good shape. The wheels are in good shape. Who knows? That could be a trailer for the bike, worst case scenario. But it can store an awful lot of stuff. And it's nice to have everything, you know, in its place rather than just scattered everywhere. Just to tell you how funny Lauren is. She's got great timing. I just got a text when I stopped that last video, and she said, "Are you recording?" Well, this is her right now. Jello. Hey, how you doing? Good. You're actually going to be on the video. Yeah, but then, no, that's okay. No, I'm just recording like pieces, and then I'll just edit it all together later, so it's no big deal. I'll go turn off the video, but hello, Lauren. Hello, Lauren. Okay. Okay, you're famous. You're famous now. Okay, I'm turning the camera off, but I'll talk to you. For the bicycle, I call them panniers, if you're French. And basically what they do is they hook on the bike. Saddlebags. They work pretty nice. The 99% on there was done by a girl named Robin, I believe, when I was at Occupy Tampa. Here we have a nice little tree saw. That'll come in handy for cutting firewood, that sort of thing. I also have an axe. This is a really old axe. I think this was my dad's originally. It had a leather handle on it. The leather busted up, so I did a wrap with some paracord, and I put this clear Teflon tape over it. Needs to be sharpened a little bit. This will be nice. I'll have to buy another one. Sorry for all the movement. Another thing I have, my stepdad he's on an oxygen concentrator. He has oxygen 24/7, and every once in a while they have to change out the tubing. So I grabbed this. I haven't washed it up yet, but I'm going to rinse it out. This is going to come in really handy. It can be used to tie things, obviously. It could be used for water distilling, because when I'm out there somewhere and there's no water, I have to figure out a way to do it. And this will be it. It'll help anyway. I'm going to take a quick look at some of my books. The SAS Survival Guide. Great book. I highly suggest this if you're going to be out there. It's got everything from how to get food, how to get water, how to snare and trap animals, that kind of thing. I got this one. This is kind of a goofy one. It was based on Doomsday Preppers, but there are some tidbits in there that could come in handy. This is yet another book. I went out and I bought 3 brand new books because I wanted to have a lot of stuff. This has a lot of same stuff as SAS does, but it has color pictures. And color pictures, they're going to come in really handy when I'm looking at potential foods to eat. You need to know what color those flowers are that can kill you. Okay? So that'll work. And now for something a little bit different. Got some toys to show you. Being kind of cautious because there could still be people around. These 2 knives, I bought these. They had shitty handles on them. I redid the handles. I did a video on that. I bought these mainly because they're nice, sharp, and the bottom here can act like a saw. So anytime you got something that has a dual purpose, that's a smart thing. Smart, smart, smart. Work smarter, not harder. That's what she did say. This, I did a video on how I did this. This is a heavy machete. This is going to be good for cutting through brush, cutting small sticks. This leather could come in handy. Obviously, you wrap it around your hand a bunch of times and you're not going to lose it. I did this handle myself. I know I zoomed in, and hopefully this is going to look good. This was originally a hard rubber or a hard plastic that was really uncomfortable and very slippery. This is much nicer, fits my hand perfectly. I made this myself. I did have some videos showing you how I did that. So that is that. Some people just left, and I feel like I'm a little safer to bring out some of the stuff, but still, you never know. This guy here is my baby. I have, hang on a second, let me see. Got an inside the waistband holster. This is not loaded, so technically I'm not breaking the law. Plus, when you're in Florida, I don't think you're ever breaking the law with this stuff. So this can go actually inside. And I'm going to have my conceal and carry soon, so it'll be fine to do that. And here comes the worker, but we're cool now because I brought somebody else not nearly as scary. This is a walking stick I made. I basically just took $5-6 at Home Depot, and this is a handle for a rake or some such thing. I did put a rubber tip on the bottom because I got tired of it when I was on cement, hearing that clunk clunk. I got one of these, you can see. Put that on the top because a couple different things. I can use this to steady my rifle when I'm shooting, and it'll work. I can also, those knives, I don't know if you saw very closely, but they have like bayonet hookups on them, so I can actually put it on there, tie it down, and then I have a spear if I need it. This top part is ergonomic bicycle handle, so it's really comfortable. And then what I did is I wrapped this in paracord. There's 50 feet of paracord here, 50 feet of paracord here. Then I think there's another 40 feet of a bigger a bigger width paracord here. I didn't wrap these, I just tied them wrapped them a little tighter than normal, and I put some glue every couple inches so they would stick on there. And then I put some of this on just the fighting stick here. The reason I have the thicker stuff here is if somebody did come down with a blade or a weapon, that's going to cushion it a little bit so it won't break. But it also, the other thing is another dual purpose, although this has many purposes. Weapon, walking stick. I can grab snakes because they could be food, turn this into a spear, and then if I need line, if I need rope for anything, because a lot of times you need that, I can just pop the first piece that's glued, unravel it. I got 100 feet of paracord. You can use that to make a makeshift tent, traps, all kinds of things. If you're into bondage and discipline out in the trail, you never know who I'm going to meet. Anyway, that's that. I love this, by the way, the stick. This is a cold steel blowgun. It is 5 feet tall. It's a 6.25, meaning the diameter of the tube. It has this thing on the bottom. You can leave that on there so dirt doesn't get in there. You don't want dirt to get in there. They say that you can use it as a walking stick. I have probably 50 steel darts. You can see these. They're not super sharp. I mean, I wouldn't want to have this shot at me because they would hurt. I have a lot of the quiver, so I can put more on here. I have other kinds of darts, but basically, if you're going after a bird or a small game, you can use this. I practice a little bit in the backyard. I'm not great at it, but I'll have plenty of time on the road or out in the woods to practice and get really good. I'm going to take a quick break from filming because the family showed up. Little kids. I didn't want to bring this out. This is my katana, my samurai sword. I did a video where I sliced a watermelon and a coconut in half, just to show everybody. Coconut did damage the blade a little bit, but I'm not going to be using this to, you know, chop wood or anything. I had to get this because I watched The Walking Dead and that one chick had one. It was so cool. Paid 150 bucks for it, but hey, whatever. I could afford it at the time. It's a nice tool. Nice to look at. This, I have to be really careful with. After all the craziness with guns and everything, people would freak out if they saw this, I suppose. This is a Mossberg 702 Plinkster. It's a semi-automatic 22 pistol. For those of you who followed Facebook, you know the story about me putting on the sling and not listening to a woman who told me she knew what she was doing. Did I say that out loud? Oh my god. This came with a scope. It's a nice little scope. It's going to be great for killing little things to eat. Squirrels, maybe up to and including raccoons, I don't know. The tough part is trying to find bullets for this. Thank you, Obama, you asshole. So, hopefully you could hear all that. Hang on one second here while I zoom back down. Okay, hopefully you could hear all that. I mean, it's not too windy today. I'm in a bunch of trees, so it's probably nice sound, I guess. And I didn't want to just be blatantly walking around with weapons. That's just not a good thing to do. The things that I forgot to bring, this thing is called a life straw. I will post a link possibly and a picture to it, or a picture of it. I did a previous YouTube video on that. It's a device. It's made out of plastic. It's got filtration in it. Has a shelf life of I think 2, maybe 3 years, and it filters out 99.999% of any bacteria or anything that's dangerous. So technically you could go up to a stagnant pond that's filled with gator poop and you could drink right out of there and you would be fine. All you'd have to do at that point is blow the water back through to try to clear the filter a little bit and then shake it out, and you can use it for I believe it's up to 1,000 liters. I can double check all that, but I think that's what it is. So if I can't find a way to distill my own water or find fresh water, that's last resort backup, and that'll be nice. Food. Mountain House Dehydrated Foods. I found a place down here. It's called Bill Jackson Sports. You can get a big container of them for 60, 65 bucks, somewhere in that range. There's 72 packages in there. Now granted, a couple of them are just like snack things, but the bulk of them are meals. So for equivalent of $1 each, I'm going to be eating. You know, if everything else falls through and I have nothing else except water to heat up, there you go. I'll be good to go with that. I plan on, once I come back from Illinois for my trip for see Danny graduate, maybe once a paycheck, maybe I'll get 2 per paycheck, something like that, so that I have, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 of those. That's a lot of food, you know, just for what if situations. They're not MREs. MREs are a little bit more expensive. What else? I have my laptop. I obviously didn't bring that along. That's at home. The laptop can get Wi-Fi at any McDonald's or Starbucks or any other place that has Wi-Fi. It is a large screen laptop, so that's going to be a disadvantage. You know, when I came down to Florida, that was a bitch to try to pack that thing on the bicycle, but now that I have the van, I think that's going to work out. I cannot think of anything else for the moment. I had a great conversation with a dear friend of mine in the middle of making this video, and that was cool because I needed a break. I needed a little bit of sanity. Maybe she did. Maybe she got some too. I don't know. She talked to me. I don't know. But anyway, I believe that just about does it. Some of the other things that I need to get. Water containers. That would be good. I don't know. Oh, the Mountain House food. They come in a big plastic resealable tub. Remember when I said dual purposes? Well, I can take all that food, which are in pre-packaged, put them in a plastic bag somewhere, and I can use that big bucket for whatever, you know. I am thinking about getting a small collapsible fishing pole. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but fish is a good source of protein and fats and all that good stuff. I believe this is it for this video. I'm gonna have to go home and do some editing. I do want to mention that I came to this park, and you can see that there's nobody parked around me, which is perfect. There have been a few people walking around and all that stuff. This is not the biggest park I've ever been to down here, but I must tell you that when your plans are to do a video and you don't want to be disturbed, that makes it a little bit technical, but when your plans are that you're going to be pulling out weapons and showing things like that, that can be problematic. So I had to kind of shoot in between when people were around. It cost me $2 to get into this park. It's a county park, which kind of surprised me, but $2 is $2. It's okay. And this place is about 40 miles from where I live, so it is 17:04 Eastern Standard Time. I need to get packed up, get out of here, hit the potty, and get something to eat, and go home and get this uploaded and ready to go. Alright, I love you guys. I do have that other video that I want to do about the repercussions. Not exactly sure when that's going to happen. With work schedule, it's kind of weird, but I do want to get that one out of the way too. And then after that, I'm not sure what the videos are going to consist of, but you know, it's all random shit. It's a brain dump. If you want to listen, fine. If not, I apologize if any of these videos are really long, but I have to say what I have to say. Alright, I love you guys. Peace.